Good morning, welcome back. Well, the verdict from commentators out of the UK this morning is that the royal family really did get Prince Philip's funeral absolutely right. It had the pomp and ceremony for such a big occasion, but also a bit of cheeky Prince Philip fun as well, with a converted Land Rover serving as his hearse, which of course he designed himself, not quite the horse-drawn carriage you would expect for such an occasion.
Then there was that very lonely pictures of the Queen sitting alone in St George's Chapel under COVID rules. Her big hat and her mask hid her face. Everyone's hoping that her grandsons gave her something to smile about though. Princes William and Harry putting on a show of unity following their recent fallout.
Kathy Lette is an author and a friend of Prince Charles and joins us this morning. Kathy, a big thank you for your time. Look, it was just an incredible service to watch. You've met the Duke on a number of occasions. You knew him. How do you think he would have been looking down and thinking the service played out?
Well, I think he'd be incredibly chuffed. I mean, he planned everything right down to the last, millisecond. And the thing about Prince, I didn't know him really well. I met him at functions and at the palace many times. And he was gruff and good-humoured in equal measure, but you never knew which prince you were going to get. And as an example, one day I was at the Buckingham Palace and I wore my little suit that's got corgis on it. Yeah. Wearing tiaras with diamantes sewn in. And I was standing in front of the Queen. I said, I hope you like my suit. I've worn it just for you, but I'm slightly worried that one of your corgis might mate with my leg. She burst out laughing. And she went, hey, Philip, do come and have a look at this little suit. And Philip came, he glowered at me and growled. And he said, get on with your girlie. I thought, oh, Lord, he's going to kick me in the backside right into the tower. And, of course, as I was sort of skulking away, he gave me this big, juicy rascal. So he was a bit of a larrikin, he was a bit of a dude. I think we should rename him the Dude of Edinburgh.
Oh,
and
I love that.
Yeah, right. And as the service showed today, it was very idiosyncratic. It had a lot of humour. It was very personalised to his quirkiness. So, yeah, he was kind of a bit of a closet Aussie, a cloz-Oz. He loved Aussies. He went to Australia like 22 times. He sent his son there to be educated. His best friend was Australian. So I think, he was one of us, really.
We've got a shot of that, actually, Kathy, of you meeting the Queen when you're in that corgi suit. And I just absolutely love the picture on her face. And that was the thing about, isn't that fabulous, of her just roaring as you made the joke about the corgis mating your leg. Thankfully that didn't happen. That would be embarrassing. But I loved how you are making her laugh, but we know that he definitely made her laugh. It was terribly sad seeing her there on her own. We know that's royal protocol to be sitting on her own, and plus the COVID restrictions. What do you think, Kathy, just knowing the Queen and the royal family like you do? I just get a sense that she's going to just press on and, be back to work as soon as possible.
Yeah, and the other thing to mention is that the reason this funeral has so resonated with the British public is that, unlike Australia, you've been so blessed that you pull the drawbridge up and you've been kind of COVID free. But in Britain, 127,000 people have died according to the government, 150,000 according to the grieving relatives of people who are sure they've lost their loved ones to COVID. We've been in a state of loss and grief and, bereavement for so long, and trauma. And seeing the Queen sitting there alone today, going through this ordeal on her own, and so many people have had to go to Zoomers, not funerals. She kind of epitomised what Britain has been through. And that's why I think this whole service has resonated so profoundly with the British public. But, yeah, she is so stoic. She will be absolute. She's 90-something. She'll be back at the barricades, next week. Yeah. She's formidable. And a class act, you have to say, whether you're a Republican or a monarchist. And I am a Republican. I don't necessarily believe in the monarchy, especially for Australia. It's time we stood on our own two thongs, But you have to admire her. And in times of this incredible trauma and grief, she's really leading the way.
Yeah, she certainly is. Kathy Lette, with your intelligence, your insight and your humour, you take us places nobody else does. Thank you so much for being with us.
So lovely to see you. Bye.
You too.
I don't think the royal family will sign off on the Dude of Edinburgh, but I think Prince Philip would quite like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I'm sure his grandchildren know him as such.